Swedish rapper Young Lean is a prolific pioneer in the subgenre of cloud rap, and has features from superstars Travis Scott and A$AP Ferg, among others, within his discography. Cloud rap is psychedelic and ethereal, so why does a guy like me who's interested in the golden age of rap and listens to artists like EPMD, Public Enemy, and Rakim like Young Lean so much? It's simple. If you truly appreciate rap music, you understand it's not only about the classics that you put in your own personal pantheon, but it's also about being current. That's why I always make sure to know about the latest releases. I'm Sean the Storm Grant, aka #stormpinball on YouTube and Twitter, and this is my list of the top 25 Young Lean songs of all time. Since rap music has a lower barrier to entry than other forms of music, it means that you get a chance to hear all types of people from all over the world speak their truths and show their artistry. Young Lean was inspired by Nas and 50 Cent among others, but then took that inspiration in a totally different direction. The fact that his music contains traditional rap slang and beats draws people in, but then he takes them to a unique place with the instrumentation and production that the Sad Boys became known for. Before we start, there are a couple of things I want you to know about me and my methodology. When I make a top songs list, I do it to educate and celebrate. I like to introduce current fans to songs they may have somehow missed, which means I have to do a lot of research. And I like to analyze and explain why my favorite songs work for me, so that other artists can draw from that knowledge and use it to make more great music. The number of songs in my list indicates how good I think an artist is. If I can't bear to do a top 10 and kick it up to a higher number like a 15, 20, or 25, it means that I have a high amount of admiration for an artist's body of work. The longer the list, the better the artist. Also, these lists are meant to start a conversation. Consider this one to be in version 0.98. Once I hear the honest feedback from other fans, I'll be happy to amend this list. The creation of this list is for me to learn as much as it is to teach, so I welcome all constructive opinions. In my top 25, the songs are listed in order and are judged based on 4 factors. Number 1, their significance in the artist's discography. An artist like Young Lean can evolve and improve over time, but it is important to consider the songs that helped him get to where he got to, so context will be applied to some of his earlier work. When I put together a list of songs by an artist like Young Lean that has a wide range of sounds and styles, I'm not going to have similar sounding songs played consecutively, and I'll try to make sure to show the full scope of what the artist has to offer. This might mean that a song moves a spot or two on the list, but it won't have an overall huge effect on its placement. Just like back in the day when I used to make mixtapes on my double cassette boombox, I'll try to make sure that the songs play well together in a row. We'll be able to see if I was successful because after you watch this video, you can check out a playlist of all the songs in the order I gave them on my YouTube channel in the playlist section. Also, I'll make sure that there isn't a preponderance of one particular style of songs that he does. I'll have a balance of the bangers and the chill, the old and the new, and the simple and the complex. Number 3, their appeal to their fans. There may be songs by an artist that I'm not personally a big fan of, but if there is huge support for them, I will make sure they are included, because I want to make sure this list is bigger than myself. Although that does lead to number 4, my personal opinion. I don't have any specific weight assigned to these 4 factors, but in the end I'll admit that my personal opinion does have a strong influence on the final results. But I'm okay with that because it's my list. I'll be happy to hear yours, and I'm fully interested in your take on mine. As I mentioned earlier, I make these things to start a conversation and learn what you like, but I won't have any qualms about having my own personal opinion influence the rankings as well. Alright, before we get to the honorable mentions, it's time to pause. That's right, pause this video and get a pen and paper and play along. Write down what you think your favorite songs by Young Lean are. It doesn't have to be a whole top 25, but it's fun to play along and see which of the songs make it on my list and where they show up. Alright, let's kick things off with the honorable mentions. There are quite a few of them. He's made a lot of great songs. And as you go further down the list, towards the bottom of the list, are the ones that may have been in the top 25 while I was initially putting it together and then got kicked off of it. The way these lists work, I make a top 25 and that takes like a day. And then the next 2 days, I just agonize over the placement and what the final cuts are. The number 1 honorable mention goes to Lemonade. That'll be the official, unofficial number 26 of my top 25. Lemonade's biggest asset is the hook. I can buy you lemonade, buy you drugs, and they get really good mileage out of that. Its repetitive usage makes it hypnotic, and they keep it interesting by varying the filters on it and harmonizing the auto-tune. The song has some epic moments, especially when Young Lean repeats the hook over the booming bass synth. I snuck it into the intro of this video so that I wouldn't feel so bad that I didn't have it in my top 25. At number 25, I have Marble Phone featuring Kreayshawn. I like to start my list off with something fun and upbeat, so we'll begin with Marble Phone. The techno melody sticks in your head, and Kreayshawn's feature is everything you'd want it to be, well executed and integrated. It's a great song for a getting ready to go out and party mix, so we'll get our party started with Marble Phone at number 25. Number 24 on my list is Volt. One YouTuber commented that Volt doesn't sound like any other Young Lean song. I'd have to agree, and I'll also add that he has a bunch of those, and that's what makes him so good. Unique standouts are exactly the kind of songs that I want to highlight on this list, so let's talk about Volt. The pan flute along with the electro bubble percussion create a new agey vibe that Young Lean counters with an aggressive vocal style, creating a unique and dynamic vibe. Once he starts rapping, the song actually starts to pump you up, which you probably wouldn't expect based on the beat alone. At number 23, I have Oreo Milkshake. It's a rare occurrence when you get to witness the full evolution of an artist. The EP Lavender was released just after Lean turned 17 years old. He had met Young Sherman and Young Good the year before that, so he was very young and they had just started working together when they put this out, and it shows especially in the immaturity of the lyrics. It also shows something else though, and those are the qualities of a successful artist. Hear me out. We'll start my list of essential qualities of a successful artist right now. Number 1, a successful artist is compelled to make their art, no matter how it may be received by the public. Fan love is great, but it's not why an artist does their thing. A true artist wants to bring something to life, no matter how it is received, or even if they have the skill to make it. Young Lean probably got plenty of hate, shade, and ridicule when he first started putting his songs on SoundCloud and making his work public. But he didn't let it stop him. He and the rest of the Sad Boys kept putting out music all the time, becoming better writers and producers, with their skills maturing along with them. They each grew into their roles by forging ahead, even when they weren't masters of their crafts initially. So when I listen to a song like Oreo Milkshake or watch an early Lean video like Hurt, I view them as the first step of an evolution, a starting point to show how far he's come. It's fun to watch these primitive videos, and I think it's cool that Lean didn't pull them because most artists wouldn't have the courage or faith in their fans to leave them up there. On top of that, the song itself is light and poppy, if not quite radio friendly, and has crystal clear production. So that makes it still listenable today as a fun nostalgia piece, if nothing else. Number 22 on my list is French Hotel. French Hotel is an example of the power that comes from combining bass synths with electro organ sounds. This is a fast-paced banger with tight production from White Armor. Even though Young Lean is known for emotional, ethereal vibes, he proves with songs like this that he can bring a booming foundation to the psychedelic genre as well. 21 is Crystal City. This one off the Frost God EP is a perfect showcase of what every song with a feature should be. A$AP Ferg sounds inspired and invested rather than just a guy getting paid, and spits a full verse of strong bars, making an already dirty beat even filthier. I love it when Lean flows over traditional trap beats because by blending his own style to more established ones, he makes his contribution to rap, causing it to be stronger as a whole. This song could fit in just as well in Sweden as on a Bluetooth speaker on a ball court in New York, proving that Lean can do rap for both the streets and the clouds. We kick off the top 20 with Lean World. If Young Lean were ever to have his sonic library made into a musical on Broadway, this song would work perfectly as the big dramatic finale. As I listen to this song, I picture Lean taking center stage directly under the spotlight and belting this one out. He doesn't hide behind much instrumentation here, it's just him. That's what makes this a poignant, special song. Number 19 belongs to Wooden Girl. I debated whether or not to include songs that he did which were not under the Young Lean moniker, and I said yes because this list is about his best songs no matter what name he does them under. For those unaware, Young Lean also makes music under his actual name, Jonathan Leandoer. He released the album Psychopathic Ballads and Nectars this way, which leads to number 2 on my successful artist list. Successful artists just want to keep making their art without restrictions. Commercial artists are very protective of their image and their brand, but true artists just want to keep exploring things creatively. That's why a lot of talented artists do different types of work under different names. They don't want to risk throwing their fan base off. An example of this came when the English rapper Shadi Horror released his album Salt of the Earth in 2018. Instead of the grime, EDM, or hip-hop beats that he was known for rapping over, he made an entire rock rap album and completely changed his sound. The album was solid from start to finish, but some of his fans hated on it, saying he should go back to what he did best. I, however, loved it, because I think it's great when artists make music based on what they're inspired by at the time. He wanted to make an album that sounded more like The Clash than Wiley, and it was solid, but it wasn't what the people were looking for, so it took a while for them to catch up. When artists are concerned about money, they sometimes are afraid to experiment creatively, but both Shadi Horror and Young Lean aren't, and that's why I respect them as artists more. Which brings us back to Wooden Girl, a modest, easy-to-like soft punk song, which reminds me of Punk Rock Girl by the Dead Milkmen. Young Lean isn't the best singer, but on a song like this that's almost more endearing and makes the vibe more earnest. This is a fun song to listen to and shows Lean's creative courage and versatility, so I had to put it on this list. Who knows, maybe Lean will follow a career path like Beck, starting off with rap music and then making whatever kind of music he wants. I think that would be cool. Number 18 is Highway Patrol. This is another synth-based banger. Whether or not you enjoy this song will be based on how you feel about Blade's auto-tuned singing. Some people hate this. I think it's good in moderation because I like the melodies he adds onto the hooks. This jam has an epic vibe, with the foundation provided by the booming bop. I love the line, "I don't pay attention to these children" in the hook. Another great moment is towards the end when the whole song stops. And then it kicks back in again. Nice trick. At number 17, I have Happy Feet off of the Poison Ivy EP. The steady, powerful build to the hook is a key strength here. I like how he sticks with one rhyme sound for the whole first verse. When I hear something like that for the first time, I keep wondering how long it's going to go on without sacrificing the quality of the lyrics. He crushes it. The accumulation of the ominous vibe is very cinematic, and the video goes perfectly along with it. It's well shot and really adds to the experience of the song. At number 16, we have Hennessy and Sailor Moon. Despite his creativity and experimentation in multiple genres, Young Lean is not immune to making pop songs. When they're as good as Hennessy and Sailor Moon, I doubt you'll hear anyone complain. Lean shares the spotlight with Blade, with this melancholy collab being their most polished work together. Bonus points for the video featuring them in what appears to be an abandoned strip club.